All right, well, back in April, you'll remember this, the world was captured. We all were captivated. 99-year-old man on a mission. We were his first Australian TV interview. Captain Tom Moore, that's his name. He set himself a challenge to raise only £1,000. That was his target for the NHS by walking 100 laps of his garden, all before he turned 100. Well, since I spoke with him, he's raised $59 million in our money. Obviously, it's a little bit less in pound, but $59 million in our money. He's had a #1 song, and he's no longer a captain, of course. He was knighted just the other day, and I spoke to him, Captain Tom Moore, Sir Captain Tom Moore, or Captain Sir Tom Moore, I think it might be, daughter Hannah Ingram Moore, a little earlier. Well, you started the year as Captain Tom, soon to turn 100. You're now Sir Tom. And I tell you what, you're a bloke whose story has touched people right around the world, including here in Australia. Just a week or so ago, you were knighted by the Queen. What was that like, given both of you come from that very special wartime generation?
It was something very special. Never in my whole life did I anticipate I would get knighted by the Queen, and to be so close to the Queen. It was an absolutely marvellous and exciting day, and the Queen was such a marvellous person. She was so delightful and smiling, and I was absolutely thrilled to be so close to the Queen on that occasion.
You know, when you started out, when we last spoke to you, you had raised around $30 million in Australian dollar terms. You ended up raising 59 million Australian. Such an extraordinary achievement. How has it been for you in the last 3 months?
It has been absolutely unbelievable. Never 4 months ago did I anticipate that such a thing would happen and that we should raise so much money for such a good cause, and been helped by 3 people throughout the world who have been so kind, and we've spoken to you before, and it's delightful to speak to you again because you have been so helpful, and I'm absolutely delighted to speak to you, Australia.
Hannah, it's been an extraordinary year. I mean, who would have thought at the start of the year your father would raise millions for charity, receive a knighthood, a #1 record, a children's book too, I'm told. He's shaming us all, isn't he, with these sorts of achievements? What else is he going to do between now and Christmas, for goodness sake?
Well, I think it's hard to answer that question. So much has happened to me, and it's still happening. I don't know when it will end. I'm not worried about that. I'm just absolutely delighted that so much interest is being placed for such a good cause that we started, and it's continuing, because throughout the world we do need to have a little bit of pleasure and smile, because things are still quite difficult in this world. But tomorrow will be a good day.
Hannah, just a question to you, if I can. This has been a whirlwind for you, I'm sure, and your broader family. I've no doubt you're proud of your dad, but what is it that made him resonate, not just obviously with Britain, but communities like we have in Australia? What was it, do you think, behind his message and his charity work that's touched people right around the world?
I think that he became a beacon of hope in a world that was suffering enormously from isolation and loneliness. And looking around the world, I think so many people felt bleak. And what he gave them is 100 years worth of knowledge and capability, and to give them that touch of hope and positivity. And I think and what we showed people is we live in a multi-generational family who are very supportive of each other, and that everyone else could do the same, and just small things can have amazing consequences.
Just that image, Hannah, of your father and Her Majesty at the knighthood the other day, and I mentioned then that wartime generation, that extraordinary resilience that generation has. It's one of the things we often say is missing, or not as strong as it could be in society today. Do you think we understand how important they were to the world that we're in now? And do you think we've lost a bit of that resilience?
I think that times are different, and it's a long time since people have faced such adversity on our own soil. So generations have not had to show that united resilience, I think, so consistently. But the major thing about COVID is it wasn't just here. Every nation around the world has been impacted. And I think that that's shown human resilience around the world. I think it shows that we can all stand shoulder to shoulder and be united in resilience and positivity.
Well, Hannah, the wonderful Hannah, and Sir Tom Moore, what a wonderful title that is now. Sir Thomas Moore, thank you very much for your time tonight. And I think most Australians around the world would say your stories helped us get through some pretty dark times as well. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to speak to you.